Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. In this video I'd like to give you guys an update on how my Echeveria is doing after I tried to save that, and also on how the cuttings are doing on my Ficus Benjamina. So starting with the Echeveria has definitely taken root. As you can see, it's looking a lot more plump now. It was looking a bit shriveled up, the leaves before, but it's really looking quite healthy now. Also, a lot of these leaves have started to fall back down. It was kind of facing just the one direction, but it's now, the leaves have come down quite nicely. Two of the leaves that fell off are actually stuck in the pot as cuttings. I don't know if these have rooted yet. It'll take quite a few weeks until there's any sign of growth. Certainly this one here hasn't rooted because it's still quite wrinkly, so it's not absorbing any moisture out of the soil. This one might be, I'm not too sure. It doesn't look too wrinkly, so they might have put some roots down and it's just starting to take up some moisture. But this will take a little while before it gets enough roots to then develop some top growth. So far there's not any roots coming out the bottom here, but before the leaves folded down I could see some roots coming out the side of the stem. I don't know if I can really show them on this video because it's quite dark in there. There are a few tiny little roots near the surface. They're quite a nice pink colour. So what I'm going to do now with this plant is I'm going to put it under a grow lamp. I'm wanting to try and get some of the nice pink colour back in it. And I'm only going to get that nice pink colour if I get some really high intensity light on it. So I've got a grow lamp which has a mixture of wavelengths but also has ultraviolet light. I think it's the ultraviolet light which will really help get the pink colour back. Also, it's lost a lot of its white colouring which it had before, and that was because I washed it to get rid of the bugs. That's not probably going to come back much on these older leaves, but any of the new leaves should have a nice white colour again. So it should become white with the grow lamps and hopefully with some pink edges. And I'll give you guys an update on this once it's had a few weeks under the high intensity, and we'll see how well it responds. So the other plant I'm talking about in this is the cuttings of my Ficus Benjamina. I took these a few weeks ago to try and get some nice material to make a cascade with. So these have actually done quite well. This one has died, unfortunately. I think they just didn't have quite enough roots and it only had one leaf anyway. The one leaf fell off pretty early on, and that was a sign that it wasn't going to do too well. And it did try growing a new one, but that one died as well. So all I've got in here at the moment is some Christmas cacti cuttings. These are mostly rooted. There's a couple down here which are still shriveled up. They did all become shriveled at some point in the past, and then they've all most of them put the roots down, they've started to swell up again. Even this really shriveled one down here, I'm going to pick it up and you'll see some very small roots which have already started to grow on it. So you can see those tiny new roots. That's going to take root soon, and even that will swell up. So once the roots are down on these, they'll just kind of sit there for a while, and there should be some new little growth starting to appear at the top. So hopefully some new leaves. So these two cuttings have survived. This one's just been on my sunny windowsill. It's been doing quite well, even though it hasn't been that sunny here in Scotland in January and February. It's not doing too bad, and it's getting some nice new growth. This one here, I was really trying to encourage this one to grow fast, so I've actually had this under some grow lamps. And you can certainly see the colour difference in the leaves. This one's a little bit darker in its leaf. And these two at the top are quite light. That's because they're very recent, so they're just starting to darken. But you can see where it's starting to darken, it's already very dark bands on it. So this one should do really well. I'm going to keep this under the grow lamps, I think. I'm keeping it in a high humidity, high temperature situation. Get some really rapid growth. Because it's a really rapid growth which tends to be a lot thinner and a lot more flexible, and then I can easily bend that down. If it's slow growth, it tends to get quite woody, and then it's harder to bend down into a cascade shape for the bonsai. So that hopefully makes some good material for my Cascade bonsai pot. It should grow quite well, as I say. This has been growing quite well so far. As soon as it's big enough, I'll put it in the large pot and I'll start training it with wires and things and get a nice cascade shape on that. So that's all from this video, just a very short update on how things are doing. As I say, I'll give you guys an update on these two soon. Hopefully I'll be able to choose one to go inside the cascade pot. I'll probably choose this one, to be honest, partly because it's already coming over in a nice shape, but also because I'm keeping this growing rapidly, so it'll be nice and soft and easy to shape with the wires. And hopefully this will be, I'll have an update on the Echeveria in about a month's time, and it should be a lot more colourful by then.